What I want to do is rent out a venue in New York. I want to make this a live fucking event, brought to everybody by us, but like sponsored by Underdog, right? This is something like as soon as the idea clicked in my head, this feels like one of those things that I'm like, we're gonna do.
Ooh, welcome back to Office Trivia, our live trivia. Today's gonna be the GOAT day. All the teams that came out, we've got beautiful looking men over there in cutoffs.
One game for the rest of our lives.
Snapback Sports.
You gotta be Peyton Hillis. He was on the cover.
Snapberry's Fantasy Life.
No, I think it's incredible these guys host this event and they're like, oh, come do what we do on our turf and then beat them.
Underdog Fantasy.
We employ everyone here basically. We pay for their entire salary.
And we've got the nerds over here.
Pressure bust pipes and pressure makes diamonds. I'm trying to get ringed up with all my fellas tonight. Shit, boy. Talking shit.
Terrell Owens is a point. It's not over. It's not over.
Today's the day where we take down the fucking competition. Nerd Sesh Cook, Snapback Cook. Who the hell else is playing? We're gonna fucking win.
We're gonna walk in here and wipe the floor with us. It's like a casual Saturday.
Didn't score a single point. My boy Josh carried.
Nerd Sesh should be betting favorite. -180. I think Nerd Sesh wins that.
Nerd Session, however close to a sweep we can get in this tournament.
And that's the ball game. BDG's coming out on top.
We're not worried about who wins that because we got Alexander Chang in the motherfucking building now.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. They gotta rename his Jock Sesh. They just got owned in Nerd Trivia. Yeah, that's right.
Imagine thinking I would have given a fuck if you lost that game. Wouldn't have.
I don't got anything. I'm just here for the vibes.
All right. Today is Friday, July 19th. We are officially 6 days removed from BDG's first ever live trivia tournament, and it could not have been more fun. It was very exciting to have 100 people in the building just rooting for you, hoping you do well, even if they were rooting against you. Just having that type of energy in a crowd around a game that's like not an actual sporting event. It's just literally dudes naming dudes. It's just a bunch of idiots sitting down and talking about football, but having 100 supporters being fully invested in that, it was great energy in the building, great energy from the other contestants. 5 teams total. The other 4 teams are Fantasy Life, Underdog, Snapback, Nerd Sesh.
Being able to see guys from Underdog, Snapback, Fantasy Life. I've met all those guys before, but you don't get to hang out with them too much. So cool when you can have this event so you can, you know, meet them, see them again, and create content with them. So that's always fun.
It was a great atmosphere to see all of you guys that were there. It was a great atmosphere to be in competition with a lot of the guys we see on a weekly, daily, monthly basis. Obviously, the Snapback guys we see every day. The Underdog guys, I feel like I see at least like once a week a lot of times. Berm, I see too much. But like a lot of the guys we see all the time, some of them were new faces, some of them were old faces. It was fun to compete with everybody. It was fun to see you guys competing in the audience, trying to figure stuff out, and then talking to you guys after at the bar. I think it was a great experience overall. I was sweating my ass off by the end of it, but it was all worth it, and it was a ton of fun.
The tournament itself, I thought, was massive success. This is obviously our first time doing something of this scale. We've done the draft weekend, but that's minimal. It's 12 people usually tops. At this point, it was just no holds bar, a lot of people in there. I actually don't think we even had someone checking tickets. Someone had walked in at one point and was like, yeah, there's just no one at the front door. And I looked around and there was already like 80 people inside. So we bought a ticket, thank you. I actually don't think anyone needed to buy a ticket. So that was kind of cool. That's probably a learning lesson that we need to figure out. All in all though, tournament went fucking great. I think we had a couple like technical hiccups, but nothing major.
We had some audio issues in the back, so I don't think everyone in the bar was like really tuned in, but I also think it created an environment where if you wanted to be tuned into trivia, you could do that. If you kind of wanted to just have it in the background and hang out with your group of friends, it also catered to that. So I think overall it was a good event. I'm glad we did it. Nick put a lot of work into planning it, made a whole bunch of board games.
I wanted to try to make the games as even as possible so that I didn't feel like anyone had a particular advantage going in. I made the games all up front without anyone in mind, but I made them random, and then as the matchups started to come out and I was starting to put games to matchups, I put them in particular to which ones I thought would be good. So if there was like fantasy related one, I would have rather given that to Underdog and Fantasy Life because I know that's kind of like their specialty. Like Snapback, there was like a college one where you name the college logos, and I figured they would do better than making them name 10 sack players, kind of stuff like that. So I wanted to make it as even as possible. The goal was to go in without having a favorite in mind, without actually knowing who would come away as a tournament winner. And I think that's pretty much exactly what happened, because not once did I think that Fantasy Life would come away and knock the tournament down, but also the finals was very much like subjective. The Family Feud, the bullshit game, like that could have been anyone winning. It wasn't necessarily super ball knowledge related. So I think it kind of worked out fantastic. BDG went all the way until they didn't.
All around, Nick definitely deserves a shout out. Like, he pretty much did everything for the tournament. Like, me, Tony, Gut, pretty hands off. Like, we helped him here and there. Like, if he needed an assist and like, oh, type of questions or an idea for a team or minor ideas, but all around, top to bottom, Nick did about 100% of this project.
We had a little bit of a debrief afterwards, and I think a lot of the experience I catered towards the teams and the brands that were participating in it rather than the audience, and it wasn't necessarily like the direction I was trying to take, but I think overall that's kind of how it ended up being. I think most of the audience had a lot of fun, but I think I probably should have focused a little bit more on making sure we had run through kind of like the entire flow of everything beforehand a few times, just to make sure there was no lull, there were no gaps, there was no audio problems or anything like that. But overall, like, I had a fucking blast. I think everybody that participated had a really good time. You know, from meeting the people afterwards, they seemed to have a good time, and it was just fun. You know, we had the whole team there. I had some friends, family, a lot of the team members had, you know, whether it was their significant others or friends there. So it was cool. Everybody kind of coming together and everyone just participating, and like everyone's super competitive in here. Obviously, every time we have some sort of competition, it gets pretty heated. So overall, yeah, I would rate it a 9.7 out of 10.
I don't really think he could have done it better for our first attempt at it, and I think it's all kind of motivated us and got us excited to look forward to the next one. This would be great if this was a reoccurring thing. Like, we did the BDG Combine as a live event. That was fun, but we didn't have fans there. This one was a live trivia tournament. We had fans there. That was electric. It'd be cool if moving forward, maybe next Combine we combine the two. Like, our Combine has live fans there rooting for us. They're taking props on us live in action, taking our highers, lowers, faster, slowers.
Me and J-Mo talked about maybe we could do a live Combine, have people come out for the Combine. Joe is all for it. Have people come out to the Combine. It's something I'm thinking about. So if you guys want to see that or would want to be a part of that, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can make it happen. Maybe we can make it happen. Maybe we'll get live races mid-Combine. Thoughts? Some are saying.
As far as the trivia event goes, again, I don't think it could have been better. It was fun to meet everyone, the fans, the contestants, because even the teams that we played against, like, we knew of their team names, but we didn't know everyone on the teams. Like, even Jack and Casey, who we shared the office with, we didn't know their teammates. We didn't know the Fantasy Life guys. We knew Nerd Sesh. We've never met them in person. So it was also just a really good event just to finally get to meet people in person.
For me, it means a lot because on a day-to-day basis, when we're in here playing trivia or editing videos or whatever the hell we're doing in here, I think you can kind of lose sight of the importance of what you're doing. And it's when you meet people who care so deeply about the brand, reignites your passion for everything that you're doing through their passion for what you've already done.
These are the people that have been watching our content for a long time, and would imagine that most of them are in New York or in the city or in New Jersey. And there was a decent portion of them, but you have, like, we had a family come out from Texas, these two kids and their mom and dad, and like
seeing like how many people really came out, not just as far as quantity goes, but like where exactly they came from. We had people come from Texas. We had people drive into New York. A couple guys came from California. Like, it was all over the U.S., and it was just really motivating and exciting to see, like, there's that many people out there that want to root for us and come see us in person. And it's like something to be grateful for, to get to finally meet those people that, you know, are our biggest fans.
It's weird, but it's like this type of content, I guess, brings them together, right? And it's like you don't really think about it when you're making it, but then when you get to meet families of people that come out for the event, or brothers or significant others, or we had people come drive up from Nashville that slept in their car the night before on the block of the Ainsworth, right? And they came in the next morning, and you hear that shit, and it's kind of like, don't believe it, but it's pretty surreal, and it's pretty humbling when you start to talk to everybody and see like where they came from and just the things that they're passionate about. And a lot of them are overlapping with the things that we like to do. So it's awesome meeting everybody except for Dallas. He probably fed me about 9 tequila shots on the bar afterwards.
Dallas is a menace. Dallas is diabolical. Dallas deserves to be in fucking jail, to be honest with you.
You know what? This is for Joe.
You're gonna kill me. Actually, I haven't eaten a single
Where's yours?
Yeah, Dallas just provides for the family. Dallas is the GOAT. Worst day of my life.
I think I DM'd him that night telling him I was going to kill him. I'll send you the screenshot of that.
Even seeing some familiar faces that people you've met before through other live events that continue to come out and support us through anything we do. So it's important that we do things like that. keep us humble, keep us eyes focused on the bigger picture of things. So yeah, it's always a good time being able to meet fans.
Before the tournament actually started, felt like there were two heavyweights. It was between us and Nerd Sesh. I think if you went by what the book said, what Vegas said, Nerd Sesh was the official favorite.
Nerd Sesh should be betting favorite. I'll give him like a minus 180.
I like Nerd Sesh's odds, so that's where I'm gonna go.
I think Nerd Sesh wins, sadly.
If I'm betting money, I'm probably put on Nerd Sesh.
Probably about the same there. Nerd Sesh has got that deep ball knowledge.
We got Nerd Sesh, and however close to a sweep we can get in this tournament. We got a guy in a Santana Moss Redskins jersey. I think that says it all. If you're pulling up in a Santana Moss Redskins jersey, you mean business.
Come tourney time, come day of, I was utterly confident in myself, in our team. Just because, like, it's a reps thing. Like, we've been in the office, we play trivia games every single day.
In terms of the favorites, I think a lot of people had their money on Nerd Sesh.
Carson here. Please put the camera at Carson. He backpacked. He did everything he needed to do. Put all the spotlight on him. We didn't have to do too much. He's the best I've ever seen, and that's pretty simple.
He's the Michael Jordan of this trivia shit. Respect him.
And we are just his Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, Ron Harpers. That's all we are.
Be Bill Winnington, bro. I don't care.
Talk. Steve Kerr.
This dude will be MJ by the end of the day. I'll be his Scotty.
The team chemistry is on a million.
2023 Browns, Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
2023 Texans, CJ Stroud. CJ
Stroud, it's that easy. It's that easy. 16 to 14.
We'll see them in the final.
They pulled up on us again with defense. Mickey Mouse lost. I'm not moved. Great win. I'm a fair sport, but they know the truth.
Felix Jones.
They're gonna be in their bag, I can tell that.
Benny Snell.
Benny Snell.
Billy Sims.
Billy Sims is on here. I don't know who that is, but he's an answer. That is going to wrap up the round.
We got a target on our backs. That's probably why we got college. That's probably why we got defense. But you know what? When you do when you're great, you overcome.
While Nerd Sesh may have a deeper bag, it's just we're in more rhythm. We have that playoff experience, just like when a rookie quarterback might have a good season. They're not fully there yet. They don't have that veteran mentality or experience or wisdom. BDG, we're a bunch of young guys, but when it comes to trivia, we have been through the dog days of hearing every name ever and being in front of every camera ever. We're used to the lights. I was confident in us pre-tourney, post-tourney. None of those things happened, as you guys will see eventually in this vlog or already beforehand, if you already saw the day of when we tweeted out the winners. And Fantasy Life, I didn't know a whole lot about going into the tournament.
It's either going to go amazingly well and we destroy everyone, or it's going to be a dumpster fire and we have to destroy it. Either way.
He's underselling us. We're serious sleepers. Waiting for our fourth. Pete Overzet brings minimal knowledge to the table, but vibes.
Big vibes guy.
Big vibes
He's a
guy.
glue guy.
Yeah, had a tough travel day. Took the Amtrak. The power went out. Luckily, I had brought 18 different NFL almanacs, and I've just been memorizing. You see the kids like Jack Settleman here, all these baby-faced kids think they know NFL trivia before they were even born. Some of us have been around doing this for a couple decades, so excited to wipe the floor with them today.
Leonte Carew, holy shit, he is the Dolphin. And Fantasy Life is going to pick up the win, 15 to 12. The rushing leaders from the SEC since 2000.
Todd Gurley.
Zach Stacy. Zach Stacy is going to put them up one. And Fantasy Life pulls off the upset.
It seems like that was the hardest one. We're so far out of the land of fantasy. It's not even guys that weren't fantasy relevant, but weren't even NFL relevant. I was struggling there.
Yeah, did you get any right?
No, I did not get any right.
Dude, Nerd Sesh was like the favorite coming in.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, like I was feeling bad after the first one. We lose in like heartbreaking fashion, but
yeah, they're gonna have to
compete. Zach Stacy's a tough one.
Zach Stacy was a nice poll. They gotta rename his Jock Sesh. They just got owned in nerd trivia.
Snapback. It's like jacket cases. They're fun, but we weren't worried about them.
All right, my overall thoughts on the tournament. Host was atrocious. Now, the event was a ton of fun. Performance obviously didn't live up to it. I think I may have shared this on a previous confession or a previous thing of BDG content. The lights get too bright for people, and if you don't have people that are used to being on camera slash, not that it's very high pressure, but there is a time limit with the camera, with the lights, people crumble. Jack, we knew wasn't very good. I didn't play great, I didn't play bad, but we brought in two people who off camera are probably amazing at trivia, just completely crumbled on camera. I don't blame them. The first time I went into the old BDG office and did it before I really knew everyone, I crumbled the same thing. I was pulling out Michael Jackson instead of like Vincent Jackson. So it's part of it. We won our first game and we're the only team to beat the eventual winners. So it's not cap.
We literally went undefeated in the regular season, so I don't know what bullshit stat
Did he hear anything I just said? I said we're the only team that beat. Oh, you beat Fantasy Life in the regular season?
Undefeated. So that stat he tweeted out is just straight garbage. And I didn't want to bring it up because, like, we lost. That's what matters.
No, y'all lost, so maybe be quiet back there. Yeah. All right, so that was for some reason I thought they both went 3-1 in the regular season, whatever. Regular season didn't go great. We won our first game and then lost our next 3. We could have used a win against Underdog. We kind of blew that, but great event.
People keep coming up to us who aren't even talking about the competition like, yo, you guys seem super nervous. Like, everyone's deflecting their nervousness off on the calmest team in the room, which is screaming louder than anything else could be.
No, I'm the glue guy. I don't know much, but I bring a calmness to the squad. We've been practiced through preparation. We sat in under the lights. We feel really good. So meet the fellas. These are our guests today, Mr. Sean, Mr. Dan, Casey, Jack. Team Snapback out.
Jonathan Ogden is a bull. Hey, that's going to be minus a point right there. I hear Jack whispering. I hear Jack. You can't talk nothing. Back to Snapback.
Trent Williams?
Now that's a good player. He's on the fucking and the win goes to Snapback.
Honor coach. We're talking clock. We're managing clock.
Did that stop us?
No, of course it was never going to stop us. I was always going to walk it off multiple times. Stay humble. One win is nothing. I thought I walked it off. I forgot they had a rebuttal, but I ended up walking it off as well.
Michigan,
LSU,
Notre Dame, Purdue. Good at chicken, and they're on the board. Underdog takes it down.
It's a tough one. Does it really test ball knowledge? Probably not. Underdog celebrating the win as if they're not out. It's tough not to beat the worst team here. That's bad, but a lot of time left.
We need a head-to-head win over Nerd Sesh, and we're into the playoffs. Winning it.
That is going to wrap up the round.
I don't know what route to go here. You know, there's a lot of people who don't have things in their lives to distract them.
The last place interview.
To fill their brains with other things other than useless football knowledge. Maybe they could get outside, get a girlfriend, go to the park, like do anything with your life type shit, you know? But we take our L, we take it on the chin, we got last place. I'm not sure that's too shocking to anyone, but you know, we started hot 1-0 against the 2 seed. And then we lost 3 straight. It's a collapse. And we'll get them next year? I don't know.
And then the last team, Underdog, another one that was fun. We knew a couple guys. Berm is fucking our guy, Money Guts boy.
Underdog Fantasy, we employ everyone here, basically. We pay for their entire salary. Alfred Morris. There's one name left. 2023 Browns, we're going to go Nick Chubb.
No!
I will be thinking about my Nick Chubb answer with a range of boos throughout the crowd immediately afterwards.
You had a great early pull.
Alfred Morris.
Alfred Morris.
Purdue. Good at chicken, and they're on the board. Underdog takes it down.
Didn't score a single point. My boy Josh carried.
Great event. My only complaint, slightly rigged system. We might get 57 points second most and go 1-3. It's like that awful fantasy league that you have where you score the most points, you don't make the playoffs. That's the situation that we're in. So we got a lot of buckets. We got a lot of buckets. A lot of buckets.
Talented players.
Defense wins championships. We're the Brandon Staley Chargers where we put up a whole bunch of points but can't play D. That's what we are.
You may score 30 points a game, but you give up 35. And that's just how it is.
Hey, entertaining. Entertaining.
Weren't worried about him. And I think that was shown in the regular season. We literally went 4-0. We took down Nerd Sesh in a defensive competition, but we swept in the regular season. We were on our Tom Brady 07 Patriots. We were on our 16-0 run heading into the postseason that we even got a bye to the finals.
So the regular season, we absolutely cooking stained. There really was no comp there. I think our closest game was maybe 2 or 3 points. Really wasn't sweating that too much. That's kind of what we anticipated.
For me, there was like a lot of pent-up energy. I was like fucking ready to rip dudes' names immediately when I got there. I just had to wait. And so that first game, a little antsy, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped. This is the most jacked I've been maybe all year. This is going to be personal. If we lose, I don't think I'll be able to show up to work ever again.
Getting lined up for kickoff and you hear the crowd roaring and flying jets over and you're just fucking ready to run through a brick wall, and the BDG boys fucking dominated. Shout out to Tang. For those of you that don't know, we drew a random name out from the crowd to be our 4th member.
Can we get like a drum roll or something? This is a big moment. This is huge. Let's go. This is huge. Tang. Alexander Tang.
Let's go. The GOAT. Alexander Tang, welcome to the team.
Jamison Trahan, University of Florida. Alexander Tang, UC San Diego.
Tony DiBiase, straight out of No Dimes University.
gut, it's a good comp.
We're not worried about who wins that because we got Alexander Tang in the motherfucking building now.
LaShawn McCoy on the list. Let's go. Not on there. That's going to wrap it up. BGG takes the victory game. Say my company.
Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson. That's a point.
Justin Houston.
Justin Houston. The boys are on fire. And that's time.
All right, 2 games. 2-0. We had back-to-back games. Won both of them. I'm going to say like pretty dominant fashion. It felt like a comfortable win.
We stay humble.
Gotta
we
stay
have
humble.
not won a fucking thing. Not a thing.
Job's not done.
Nothing.
Job ain't done.
Most yards in the Super Bowl game, every position since 2010.
Patrick Mahomes.
Tom Brady.
CMC.
Chris Matthews.
On the board. And that is, no, that's game.
We just absolutely demolished the snapback. We won 19-10. Talking about Super Bowl, the biggest game of the sport. Snapback came up short. They're the little brothers of the office.
Tough performance for the boys out there, not gonna lie. Super Bowl night, I'm either getting lit, I'm betting on the games, and I'm talking during commercials. Seems like the BDG crew, they just lock in, they watch the game, so.
Crazy that they don't know who Chris Matthews is. Might be the greatest Super Bowl performance of all time, some are saying. One of the best catches of all time, some are saying. It's just the ball knowledge lack in the office. You clearly can see where the discrepancy is.
Our ball knowledge was lacking there. They've never been invited to a Super Bowl party before, so that's probably why they actually knew the stats from the game.
The winner of this game between Fantasy Life and BDGE secures a bye.
Let's go CJ Stroud.
Brock Purdy.
Take Bryce Young, 23.
Trevor Lawrence, 2020.
Let's go Sam Darnold, 18.
Sam Darnold, 18. Tony says, fuck it, I'm not giving this mic up. That is the first cleared board. That gets BDGE a free trip to the finals.
We went 4-0. However, BDG in-office tournament, Nick went undefeated, whatever the fuck it was, and he crumbled in the postseason. Did get the first round bye, which is critical. Dang, humble, good game, proud of my guys. We haven't won anything yet, job's not finished.
Hey man, I'm locked in, I'm ready to compete. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
Shout out Alexander Tang. It's not easy to like show up to that event, have no preparation, no thought that you were going to be called upon, and then to be the 4th chair and give out some good answers throughout the regular season round. I think he did really well. You want to put a grade on him, I think it was like a solid B+. Like there was a lot of, it could have been way worse. We could have got someone who knows fucking nothing. Tang did his part, the boys did their part, secured that first round bye, went straight to the chip.
Regular season isn't the entire season. It's all about the very last game. When it came to the semifinals, we weren't in it. It was just between Nerd Sesh and Fantasy Life to make the finals. That was a pretty intense battle. I would have probably bet the mortgage on Nerd Sesh appearing in the finals of taking down Fantasy Life. But Fantasy Life squeaked one out. I don't only say they squeaked one out. They won rightfully so.
They don't want to see us. I know they're mad that we snuck into this SOB. We just need to win one and we in the finals. They're scared. Don't let them tell you different. They're scared. They don't want to see us in the finals. We coming for them.
Greatness is on the other side of this semifinal. I'm ready. I've been ready my entire life. BDGE, we respect you guys. We're coming for you. We said from the start we'll see you in the final, and we will see you there, my friends.
Fantasy Life, Nerd Sesh, 1 game for the rest of your lives.
Emmett Smith.
Larry Fitzgerald, Arizona.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Jerry Rice, San Fran.
Not correct.
What the fuck? I'm going to take another stab at the Broncos. Rod Smith.
Rod Smith gets him on the board. 2,
Ricky Williams.
1 is Ricky Williams. Stop playing with him.
Ray Rice.
It is Ray Rice. And that's the ball game. That'll close it out. More clear. Well done. Well fucking done.
It's obviously a disappointing finish. We were right there. Shout out to Fantasy Life. They played a really good game. Shout out to Drew on our side. Man went absolutely berserk. We gave it our best. That was a hell of a game.
Everybody came to play. The team was just a little better. 4th quarter, they came in, 2 minutes left. They had a game plan. They executed. Yeah. Shout out to them. Hope they win it. But we played a game, and we came here to win. Unfortunately, we did not do that. So.
And Riv is hammered. So who had more fun? Isn't that what it's about at the end of the day? We had a lot of fun.
You know, we make actual fantasy content for a living. These guys just play trivia for a living. And so we come in their home turf. They do what they're paid to do. They're literally paid to be good at this. We're going to walk in here, wipe the floor with them, just like a casual Saturday. Ron, talk shit.
Rod Smith, what do you think about it? What do you know about him?
Yeah.
And it came down to the finals where Fantasy Life was the unexpected underdog. And I'm going to compare this to the 2001 Super Bowl. 2001 Super Bowl was the greatest show on turf. The St. Louis Rams at the time, Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk, BDG taking on this unheard underdog, Tom Brady.
Opportunity to get some drinks in, lot of opportunity to lose focus.
A little cold, not warm. It's like too long of a break. So staying humble, good game. Proud of my guys. We haven't won anything yet. Job's not finished.
Rod Smith.
Listen,
we're ready. We know what the category. It's gonna be something like best tequila bars in Soho. Like they're gonna try to rig it for them, but we're ready. We're ready.
It was a
shit. How the fuck can you win on subjective stuff? Onto Freeman, didn't catch 50 balls. Both bad bullshit calls.
DK Metcalf, AJ Brown,
Lad McConkey,
Keon Coleman,
Derek Carr,
Christian Hackenberg,
Terry McLaurin.
2, Terry McLaurin. Bullshit.
Terry McLaurin is a 3rd-round pick. Gives Fantasy Life the
eating at me ever since. Like, I've been thinking of 2nd-round pick players many times throughout the day since the tournament. A lot of ifs, ands, buts, coulda, shoulda, woulda. It hurts, but and it's really not that big of a deal at the end of the day. It was just fun for a tournament involved and seeing what they voted for.
Yeah, it kind of sucked doing.
Fast forward, it came down to the final round of Family Feud. It was 4 rounds, single points, double points, triple points, and it came down to whoever wins triple points wins. And it was about Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tennessee Titans. That was the last answer. I think I had like 2-3 votes.
We asked 100 people, when you think of the GOAT, Ryan Fitzpatrick, what team is he on?
The Washington Commanders.
The Washington Commanders. It's strike 3.
The Tennessee Titans.
The Tennessee Titans. He's the correct answer! And Fantasy Life.
Let's do this. Let's gloat.
Fantasy Life. We win it all. We take no. We remembered the Titans.
Oh, that's a lie.
That was a tough way to end it. Not gonna lie. On Ryan Fitzpatrick, our GOAT. We've been talking about this whole thing, and it came and bit us in the ass. If we weren't gonna win it, I'm glad it's like
everything. You know, injuries happen. The best players go down, but they always bounce back, and that's what we're gonna do next time. I'm not worried about it.
365 days.
That's for us to know next time. Ryan Fitz is known as a Tennessee Titan in a couple people's eyes out there, and it's just an L you got to eat, but I've been struggling to swallow it. It hurts. I'm excited for next year. Like, not that deep, but like I'm very excited to play again because I don't want to lose again.
Obviously, you guys voted on the Family Feud, so that was your fault. You guys don't know that Ryan Fitzpatrick was a GOAT at Washington before he officially retired, and that's fine. It is what it is.
We could. Here's the thing I will say, though. We could have taken a scumbag move. We could have taken that route, but we didn't. Hindsight, maybe we should have, but we didn't. All right, so people in here still don't know how to play Family Feud. We don't understand the rules quite well. Probably should have just taken a knee when we had the lead. Instead, we decided to play it out and ended up losing the game, which was costly. Would have been fun to have a game 3 for sure, but not trying to sound like a sore loser. Congrats to Fantasy Life. You know, I said this at the bar. If we weren't gonna win, it could not be Snapback. Under no fucking circumstances could Snapback have won that tournament. Fantasy Life, they're cool dudes, you know. So if it wasn't gonna be us, I guess I'm kind of glad it's them.
Despite the loss, one of the best parts of the tournament was actually after the tournament when we went to the rooftop and we finally got to meet everyone and hear those backstories of where they came from, sleeping in the car, coming from Cali, coming from Texas. Like, that's where we actually learned where these people came from. It was after the tournament.
We all headed up to the rooftop. It was a nice day. It was really fucking hot.
I was sweating my dick off. I don't do well in humidity, but, you know, it is what it is. It was a lot of fun just to yap with you guys, talk whatever. Some of you guys wanted to hear about the business, wanted to hear about how you can grow your content, like all that sort of stuff. It was awesome to kind of have those conversations, and it was a lot of fun, like, just kind of yapping about it. You guys are talking about future stuff and like all these cool ideas that you guys have, and like it was really cool to hear all of it. Me and JMO somehow signed fucking 2 jerseys. That was electric. I've signed 1 other jersey in my entire life, and it was by a kid who thought I was gonna do something after high school. Never did, but hey, maybe now it's worth something. Me and JMO literally came out of it and we're like, why the fuck did we just sign 2 jerseys? But you know, it's a dub. A dub is a dub. I think one of them was like a Mark Andrews jersey, and I don't remember what the other one was, but either way, it was really cool. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. Just continuing to meet the people that show out for you, being able to get personal with them and have actual conversations. It's putting faces to otherwise would just be usernames on a comment section. So met a lot of cool people for sure. And it's always fun hanging out with the boys in BDG and some of the guys from Nerd Sesh or Pick a Side. Overall, it's a great event. I hope to do it more than just once a year. That kind of feels like a long ways away. It'd be cool if we could do it at least 2, hopefully 3, fuck it 4 times a year.
We mingled, because we were single and we took a lot of pictures. There were a lot of drinks thrown around. There were many, many fans willingly opening their wallets to offer me alcohol, and I just would not budge. But I appreciate the offer to the few of you out there. I know Dallas was trying to shove some alcohol down my throat.
Yes, you gotta take it. You have to take it.
You can take this whole fucking building. I ain't doing it.
Shout out to Dallas for also being an MVP this week. Also shout out to Brandon. Also shout out to Goose, who I don't even know if I saw Goose at the tournament. What are you doing, Goose?
Shout out to Goose, who Goose, I don't even know where the fuck he went. I don't think he even showed up to the trivia tournament, but
Goose didn't even show up to the event somehow. He sent me a picture the next day. He was like, I think, reffing a flag football game. So money well spent, I hope, Goose. But he's in our Dynasty League, so I'll stay in touch with him. Yeah, the MVP, it was a cool experience. I think that's like one of the parts of our brand that I'm proud of, is how accessible we all are, both physically, like in person, but we're always kind of communicating and fucking around with people on social media. And I don't think anyone ever really feels like we're out of touch or not accessible. And I think that's really, really important as you're growing a brand and like growing a very strong core audience. Is everyone, just wants to feel relatable. And these are the types of events that make that happen, is going up and talking to everybody afterwards and having them feel like they're participating in it. Talking as if you would to like any of your friends is a really, really important part of those types of events. Yeah, and Dallas was one of the MVPs, and that was really cool. We've talked about this a little bit. If you're interested in more of like the business side of this, Jack and I do a podcast called Big Content, where this week's episode, we broke it down in terms of logistics and ticketing prices and thinking through the actual event itself from that side of things. So we'll link that down below. But the MVPs were 3 of the guys that bought the more expensive tickets that came into the office and played trivia with us throughout Friday, and then they were there again Saturday. So it was cool that we like got to meet them beforehand, and they were all really, really, really cool dudes, which was to my surprise. When you meet people off the internet, sometimes they're a little bit wacky. We didn't really go through a screening process here. It was kind of first come, first serve. So I think we got lucky with the 3 guys that came in here.
I was honestly worried some of them would be weird. None of them were weird. It was really awesome. If I'm gonna be very honest, that was like my number one worry. Was like, I don't know if I'll be able to connect with all of them. All of them were very down to earth. All of them were very fun to hang around with. Dallas was maybe the GOAT for absolutely chugging shots the entire damn night. Was blacked out drunk, honestly, by the middle of the goddamn event. Yeah, and that was funny as hell, because he came up to me just slurring words and was like, I'm gonna be fine. And I'm like, nah, you need to go to bed and drink water. A lot of fun to be around. They all were honestly very good at Triv, which a lot of times, sometimes you get on the couch and the lights are too bright, but they all could do it pretty well, and you guys will see more of that. But yeah, it was really cool to get them in here, and I think it was a lot of fun. And for the $500 price, hopefully it was worth it. They also watched me get my Twitter hacked live.
That was fucking
so they saw that live.
Berm's has no shirt on. He's FaceTiming right now.
That's our guy.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to get good off the ping pong table, but kind of feel like if I ask him to, he'll be like, all right. And just he's going through it.
What happened?
Someone sent a DM. It was like something that you would show like an 8-year-old and be like, don't click this if someone sends you this link. It's like, come claim your 50 Ruby bots, and you'll get all this crypto stuff. It's like the most obvious, don't click this. And he clicked it, and then it immediately locked him out of his account, and someone stole his account, so now he doesn't have his Twitter anymore. No, I can't find his account though. Did they change the name?
They changed his name, and they've retweeted everything that the account X has put out. So all those stupid memes where it's like the feeling of posting on X, and it's just a happy face. Dude,
Elon's sending out a bunch of spam links to get people to just keep retweeting their stuff.
Yeah, definitely. You know what the crazy part is that he clicked on that link and maybe 30 seconds later it was all gone. There was no hesitation. Really good working link. Yeah.
That we need to figure. JL.
I'm on it.
Whoever that was, we need him on our team.
Bad. We can't beat him, so we might as well get him on.
Can't beat him, fish him.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So cool. I have it back though. Don't worry. Follow me on Twitter. Thoughts?
Just wanted to thank everybody that came out. Obviously, it was a really good turnout. I was a little bit nervous at first with the ticket sales, but once everybody started to crowd into the bar, it felt packed. It felt energized. It felt really cool. It was very, very cool to see it come together. Obviously, it's been a long time of working on this event, and I was getting a little anxious leading up to it, just making sure everything went smoothly. This was something that I was working on for, you know, a very long time. At the end of the day, we make almost no money on live events. That's just how those events typically work, unless you're at crazy scale, unless you're holding a conference with 5,000 people or you're selling something there. We actually sold merch. I think JMO, how many shirts we ended up selling? Yeah, like 20, 30 shirts. So like, I mean, that might be the majority of the revenue that we make. So we sold some merch there. And this is something we actually talked through afterwards is like, how can we do more maybe like activations in event, right? Like whether that's already selling tickets to the next event while you're there and discount it, or get more merch or specialized merch or something like that. But like when you look at the event in its entirety, those types of events are not about making money. They are about the connection that you're building with the people that are in the event itself, the people that are physically there. And then a lot of the content that we make afterwards, you know, like this type of content, being able to talk about it and the clips and being able to put it up on YouTube. We weren't able to live stream it because that was hefty tech setup that I feel like would have been really difficult for us to do. But at the end of the day, those events are for bringing the team together, bringing the fans together. Like none of it's really about the money at that point. We don't make almost any money off of live events, but they're so fun. And I think they've just become part of our brand now, to the point that we all really like look forward to it and work together on those things and get hyped up when they're here. So I want to give a shout out to fucking Dean over at Underdog. He's the actual GOAT, helped with so much of the tech stuff. Definitely would not have been able to do it without him. So hopefully we've got some future events in the making, and Dean will be a part of that. Hopefully you guys will be part of that. If you were there, drop some comments down below if there's anything you think that we can improve on, anything you think we could have made better, anything at all. Comment about anything. I don't give a fuck. Great stuff all around from everyone except for Casey.